overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been testing so.
This is the Maserati Gran Turismo Trofeo that has a whopping starting price of 250,000 Swiss francs. And this is the Maserati Gran Turismo S from 2008 that you can buy for 35,000. Today, we're gonna find out which one is best. But before we do, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's begin. If we have a look at the front, for example, they don't really look that much different. Beside of the headlights, there's not much of different, right? I mean, look at that. The front bumper is basically the same. The Maserati logo in the middle, the tridem, the beautiful air openings, you know, both on the outside, in the middle, the fat opening, they're basically the same. A major difference I have noticed is actually the bonnet. If you have a look at the old car, you will see very clean lines, very clean shapes. It looks aerodynamic, but it isn't as aerodynamic as the new car. If you have a look at the new car, they are channeling the air much better in a beautiful little tunnel, dragging it around the car, making a CW of 0.28, which is miles better than the old car. The old car has 3 side vents and obviously the Pininfarina logo down there. The new car has also 3 side vents, but it says Trofeo on the side. If we have a look at the window and door shape on the old car, you will notice that it's basically exactly the same. The old car has a massive door, obviously because it's a coupe. It has a beautiful shape, beautiful lines at this little window here. And then at the rear, you will see this massive cut, this beautiful shape here to make the shoulders really wide. If we have a look at the new car, it's literally the same. Look at that, massive door, beautiful window, little window in the back here, and then obviously the shoulder line going all the way to the back. More and more, I think they didn't change a single thing on the design. Let's have a look at the rear. If we have a look at the old car, very masculine rear end, beautiful taillights, beautiful exhaust placement, a diffuser in the middle, the Maserati logo and a little ducktail. Very beautiful and functioning design. I love it. And it won't surprise you, but the new one looks exactly the same. As we spoke, exhaust placement left and right, the same thing. The Maserati logo in the middle, the little triangular style in the inner taillights, also the same shape, kind of just modernized, and the diffuser. Absolutely wonderful. The window in the back looks even the same, and we have a little ducktail here. Even if we have a look at the wheels, both of them have kind of the same style as the Trident, just modernized. If you have a look at those wheels, very hard cutting edges, you know, very beautiful style, and it's basically exactly like the Maserati logo. And the same thing you will find in the old car. Look at that, really similar like the Trident. You know, Maserati has really a nice style of designing wheels. It reminds me a little bit of the 911 story. Both of those cars look exactly the same. The design was perfect 16 years ago when this car was presented, and it's still perfect today. Nothing there to change. It looks absolutely wonderful. New design language with the new headlights, old design language, very beautiful. I absolutely love them both. Let's check the engine. If we have a look at the old car, you will see this beautiful 4.7 liter V8 naturally aspirated, producing 440 horsepower that is derived from a Ferrari engine. It was used in the F430, it was used in the California, and here in the slowest displacement, because Maserati had to check to not be faster than a Ferrari, it has 440 horsepower. But this is also the major thing, the major change between the old car and the new one. This is a 3-liter Nettuno V6 B-turbocharged. It produces 550 horsepower. It is much quicker, a 0 to 100 time of 3.5 seconds. It tops out at 324 kph, but at what cost? Let's hear it. Also, when we look at the roof, it's pretty much the same, besides this not being modern enough to have a camera. Let's have a look where the new car has the camera installed. Look at that. Just here as the shark tail, right? Camera installed, so you don't have to use your mirror. You can also transfer it to the camera. So that is very cool. And also this will help you while parking because it has cameras all around. This doesn't, just a basic PDC. Although the new price of this was also 250,000. Let's have a look at the old car, and I can tell you one thing, you feel like an absolute gangster inside this thing. It truly feels amazing. Beautiful steering wheel, beautiful leather everywhere the eye looks, you know, the seats are very comfortable, the roof liner in black, It is a very nice equipped car. The fat steering wheel, the shift pedals here on top, the speedometer in this nice, beautiful serif, old school Maserati design with the blue and the red and the yellow, you know, making it feel very, very beautiful. We have a navigation system here in the middle that's outdated to the max, and the climate control in the lower part of the dashboard. We also have the watch up here and the air vents placed in a similar way just as the new car. The only negative thing about this interior is actually the quality. The car will start to age very badly. You know, you have a sagging roof liner at some spots, you know. The production quality of the interior was lacking back then. People were complaining about the leather scratching. Also here in the middle, they have this soft color that really glues and sticks to your finger. You know, it's an old style of designing cars and creating them that has changed drastically. How drastically, we will see right now. If we have a look at the new car, you will find there's a lot of changes that have been done in the interior. Now, the layout is quite similar. You see, for example, the beautiful fat steering wheel, the fat pedal shifters, this time in aluminum. The speedometer also has the similar style in a blue yellow, you know, that beautiful Maserati style, not in a serif old school font though, but still very beautiful. The placement of the air vent right next to the watch in the middle, and yes, you see that right, it has even a watch, but this time digital and actually functional, with a lot of options that you can change here in the lower screen. The middle screen here, very up to date. It's a beautiful resolution, so it's a good screen that you will find to go through a little bit difficult in first, but as soon as you get used to it, it's very easy to handle. You know, you just need your 15 minutes with it and you will get very used to it. In the lower part, you also have the climate control. Now, the only thing that has changed is the button placement of the gearbox. Now, here is the button placement of the new car in the middle, which I think is a little bit, they could have done it a little bit better. I like that old design a little bit more, but to save some space and add your cup holders or some storage compartment here, they actually added this little storage compartment that is also covered in carbon fiber. The interior quality, the production quality is on another level. This has nothing to do with the old car. The roof liner is made out of Alcantara. The leather dashboard, even the style of it, and how it smells, how it feels, the production quality, the beautiful lines, everything is pitch perfect. When I'm sitting in this car, it really feels like it's over 200,000. It doesn't feel like a cheap car. It really doesn't. It's truly amazing to be in, and it gives you a sensation of driving experience that is very nice. However, you don't really feel like a gangster inside here. It has much more of this German perfection, believe it or not, although it's a Maserati. You know, all this time I'm bothered by one question. You know, I've reviewed now both cars. We have seen the differences. You know, the new car is much better than the old one, but somehow the old one feels more expensive. I can't really explain it to you. This feels like a couch, like a whiskey saloon, right? Like a cigar bar where you go in to smoke a cigar, to have a beautiful watch, to talk to your mafia friends, you know, while the new one feels much more like a 911. It's almost too perfect. There's something missing, you know. Is it the engine? Is it the styling in the interior? This is a perfect car. It's the much better car, but this feels more expensive. However, I think we should take both of them for a drive and see what has changed in 16 years. All right, friends, let's take the old Maserati Gran Turismo for a drive, and instantly, oh my God, listen to that sound. Oh my God, this sound. This sound is just so utterly, utterly brutal and nice to hear. Oh, oh my God. It literally sounds like a race car. Listen. Oh! The sound is just everything. Everything a man could just desire. Is it a fast car? Not really. Compared to today's cars, it's not really a fast car. I can tell you instantly. Like 440 horsepower don't feel that fast anymore. Really. Let's go here. Let's try the cornering. first gear, and accelerate out. Okay, sharp corners. Let's see how it handles on those narrow corners. It is a sporty drive. It gives good feedback on the front. A little bit of oversteer, that's nice, very beautiful. What is shit though is the gearbox. It's very bad. This is the single clutch gearbox. It has a very hard push to it, but look at that. A little bit of understeer. The sound, whoa! Now here's the conclusion. The old car is driving pretty well. If you're searching for a nice quick drive on the weekends, you should really take this. It's very nice, it's very gentle, it's not too difficult to drive. The power will in no way scare you, you know, it's not really a scary car to drive, and you won't have fear of taking it out, you know, that's the nice thing. However, the biggest problem with this car is what I see, the maintenance. Now the maintenance is absolutely terrifying. It will really cost a lot to maintain. We're talking about a clutch job of $8,000. We're talking about some electronic issues such as the mirrors, you know, the windows won't open and close anymore. Maybe the climate control won't function well. You know, those are the types of things that you have to deal with. Not big things, not things that will really have to do with the engine and stuff like that, but the gearbox, the airbags like to fail. So that is a very expensive thing that you need to take into consideration. However, I wonder how the new one compares right after the old one. The power is not bad, you know, it's accelerating pretty nicely in the 5 seconds from 0 to 100. That's quite good, but the new one can do more. Let's hop into the new one. All right, friends, we are in the new Maserati, and I can tell you one thing instantly. You could never think that two cars that are basically one generation apart could be that different. You know, Maserati is building cars for 16 years before they bring out an updated version of it. And I can tell you one thing. This car is without a doubt my favorite GT car today. Yes, you heard that right. The way this thing is driving, I had the blessing of having this car for 3 days. It was absolutely wonderful. It drives phenomenal. The Autobahn experience was a 10 out of 10. You can't hear anything. You don't hear a single raindrop driving 200 kph. The way it drives in comfort mode, especially with the suspension that has an air function, lifting it up, lifting it down, you know, going into aero mode is absolutely insane. But when you then go to Corsa mode, it is crisp, it is quick. Look at that. Second gear, go into the corner here, very sharp, all-wheel drive. Look, it gives you a little bit of oversteer, but have a look at that. Have a look at the speeds. Very sharp, very beautiful, agile. You would never think that this is a car considered a GT. Look at that. Come on, giving you a little bit of rear wheel drive slip here, bam. If I throw it around this corner and step on the throttle, it will just oversteer a little bit, correct itself very beautifully. It's so sharp, it's scary fast. This is what I want to tell you. This car has nothing to do with the old car. It is so much crisper, so much faster, especially in Corsa mode. I can tell you one thing. If we had doubts whether this is worth 250,000, once you have driven it, you will forget all about what I told you right before. We compared the cars outside and inside. We can argue that the Maserati stayed basically the same, but what it changed is the driving experience. This thing is so much fun to drive that I'm literally asking myself whether I'm biased in some sort, but I can't be. I'm not paid by this. I'm not paid by Maserati to tell you this. I am literally just a fan. I never ever thought that I would be such a fan of a Gran Turismo, but I swear to God, I prefer this over the AMG GTS, over my personal car. This drives so well, so brilliantly. If you put it into Corsa mode and then shift down one gear, it's not a bad sound. It's not a bad sound, and the way it transforms power is just brilliant. It's just brilliant. Look how it shifts. This ZF automatic is even quicker than the single clutch of the previous generation. The way it handles those bumps, just a magnificent driving machine, I can tell you that. And yes, it's worth 250,000 after you have driven it. Before that, you might ask yourself, no, why? You know, it's not really that special and so on. Yes, it is. And trust me, people love it. And I tried it, friends. Top speed, 324 kph. I didn't have the balls to continue, but this is a magnificent driving machine. I love it. Now, after we have driven both of those cars and compared them one next to another, the question still remains. Would you buy this for 250,000 when you can get this instead? You could buy this 5 times. And that's the main question for today. I'm not really sure how to answer it. Both of them are absolutely beautiful machines. This with the modern and sharp drives, with incredible capabilities as a GT car, and this with the incredible Ferrari V8 sound. That's the main question. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you and see you on the next one. Goodbye.